Welcome to a new episode of 2.5 Good Minutes. I am Shane Zeiger. I thought I'd just tell a quick anecdote today. The NCAA tournament, basketball tournament for men and women, is currently going on right now. And at the time I'm filming this, we are in between rounds 2 and 3 of the men's tournament. And I thought I'd share with you a fun bad beat story on a tournament bracket. But first, I thought I'd let you know. I'm not, because I have to follow pro sports for a living. I don't really follow college sports as well as I used to. But in the case of basketball, I got to be honest, I don't follow it as closely because what drew me to it as a kid doesn't really exist anymore. It used to be that, a team stayed together for a few years and you either loved them or hated them. That competition, and that was part of the draw. That was the hook with college basketball. I don't really know what the hook is anymore because, that hook made the regular season mean something. I remember I live in eastern Iowa. I went to a lot of Iowa Hawkeye games growing up, and you waited for, if it wasn't the particular team, it was the particular coach, and we had some icons coaches when I was a kid. Every year alone between Bobby Knight, Gene Cady, and Judd Heathcote, you just waited for who was going to absolutely blow their top at an Iowa game at Carver Hawkeye with the place sold out and rocking. I don't follow college basketball anymore, and therefore I really don't fill out tournament brackets, but I will share this fun story. So this happened when I was 13 years old. I believe I was in 7th grade, and I filled out a tournament bracket. I don't remember who ran the pool I was in middle school, but I had one of those dream brackets through a couple rounds, right? And I'm 13 years old. I think I got some ridiculous number like 27, 28, 29 correct out of 32 first round games. Because they were a lot more predictable back then because you had teams that were solidified for many years at a time. You hated Christian Laettner for 4 years, not just one. Get back to Laettner in a minute. So, and then the second round, I got 15 of the 16 right. I had going into the Sweet 16, I had 15 right. Unfortunately, the only one I got wrong when I went 15 for 16 was, remember, I was 13 years old. I'm from eastern Iowa. The Iowa Hawkeyes that year were a lower seed than they normally were. They were an 8 seed in the second round, had to play Duke, the aforementioned Christian Laettner, Bobby Hurley Duke team. And, they were a 1 seed. They beat Iowa, but unfortunately for my bracket, they went on to win the national title. But then even worse was, after you got to the Sweet 16 back then, it became less predictable because you had, a dozen or more solid college basketball teams at that point playing each other in the tournament. Even after those dream first and 2 rounds in my bracket as a 13-year-old, I think when it came to the Elite Eight, I only had 2 right. And my final 4, I was 0 for 4, had no one left. Didn't even, after those wonderful first and second rounds, I didn't even win the pool. Which just goes to show you back then how it's changed to now, where it's just mass chaos from jump. Where anyone can beat anyone. Back in the day, you had teams where, man, you didn't want to play them. And I even use Iowa as an example. The great Tom Davis, while he was here at Iowa from the mid-'80s until the late 90s, early 2000s, where no one left school early his entire time here. I believe Ricky Davis was his first player that might have left early, and that was towards the end of his career. They literally won every NCAA tournament game, I'm pretty sure, where they were the higher seed, and they lost almost every single game they should have lost. Yeah, it was predictable. There were upsets from time to time across the tournament, but it's just mass chaos now, and you can't get behind a team or a player for very long because they just aren't going to be there. So this is kind of a first part of a 2-parter on this topic, because I have some ideas as to how they could change college basketball to make the whole season worth a little bit more. Not only that, but introduce something that they are trying or have tried and it has been successful in another sport, and I've never heard anyone talk about it before. So this has been around 5 minutes. I hope you found a couple of them good. Have a good day.